Hey guys, and welcome to the Leftover Culture Review Christmas Party Spectacular, where I invite you to join me while I go through my mum's cupboard and find out what I'm getting for Christmas this year. She's off at some Christmas party, so I took the liberty and snagged this, a Japanese Sega Saturn 1996 Christmas release with pack entitled Christmas Nights into Dreams. I must have super impressed Santa this year because this is exactly what I've been asking for. And that's exactly how it works, right? Like, I tell Santa what I want when I see him at the mall, and he arranges with my mum to transfer over the presents, and she wraps them and sticks them under the tree because seriously, Santa's not superhuman. Like, he can't fly around the world in one night and deliver all those presents. All the parents are in on it. And talking about guys flying around doing stuff on Christmas, Christmas Nights into Dreams is a seriously cool pack-in demo for the Sega Saturn that I have actually checked out in the past, and you know what, I'm gonna do it again. So it really is the first two stages from Nights into Dreams, but come the holiday season, the game gets way more Christmassy. And if you love trees that look like tinsel vomit and just Christmas lights oozing out of every orifice, you are gonna love this game come December. Complete with a bunch of extras and Easter eggs, Christmas Nights even has its own story revolving around finding a star for a Christmas tree in NiGHTS. And if you need more Christmas cheer bang for your buck, this game comes packaged with a karaoke mode as well as a music player that lets you experience all the different game's soundtracks and how the NiGHTPian's mood affects each of the tracks. Because this demo disc, this game includes, it's called the A-Life system, and basically how you treat the NiGHTPians, the residents of NiGHTopia in the game, affects how the music sounds. And you can actually breed NiGHTPians with monsters, and it's a pretty in-depth system. All of it's here alive and working in this game. And for Sega Saturn owners, which it's obviously me, I love the freaking Sega Saturn, I can't stop talking about this thing. But for Sega Saturn owners, you actually get Sonic Nights into Dreams on this disc as well as an unlockable. It's Sonic's first 3D appearance on the Sega Saturn, and it's worth the price of admission alone. You can actually get the Christmas Nights content through Steam, through the PlayStation 2 re-release, but Sonic Nights into Dreams is exclusive only to the Sega Saturn. So what I'm saying is this game is packed full of Christmas cheer. If you need a really awesome way to avoid friends and family and just celebrate being merry on your own, this is the game to do it every Christmas. And the full game, Nights into Dreams, also has some very cool winter themed stages, so upgrading from this to the full game makes total sense as well. It's a Sonic team game. It's bright, it's colourful, it's fast, and it's a lot of fun. There was no like proper Sonic release on the Sega Saturn. Nights into Dreams is the game for Sonic fans on the Sega Saturn. So well worth checking out, especially when it comes to Christmas time. Seriously, it's the best Christmas action money can buy or Santa can deliver right to your doorstep if you've been as awesome as me all year round. So I already talked about the Sega Saturn in a fair amount of detail. I've reviewed the system. It's seriously one of my favorites, and as a kid, I was such a big Sega fanboy when it came to the Mega Drive. It's still my favorite system. But then when the Sony PlayStation came out, my parents knew the Sega Saturn was gonna crash and burn. They knew it a lot better than I did at the time, so we got a Sony PlayStation. I wasn't allowed to get a Saturn at that time, and I guess I am pretty thankful for it. Getting a Japanese Saturn really opens up what games are available to you, and they're so much more affordable now to buy the Japanese Saturn and Japanese games because the PAL and the American releases for these games have gotten pretty expensive, and on the Japanese market there's got to be something for everybody. There are just so many very cool Japanese, fully playable Sega Saturn games out there. But the system itself really has some of my favorite light gun games, it's got some of my favorite beat 'em up titles, and there's just so much really cool hidden gems to discover on this system. And I've just done a whole Halloween review just focusing on horror games for this thing. So there is so much Sega Saturn action to check out on this channel. I haven't really given this console a break, but I am really excited to finally own a Japanese system that I can really sink my teeth into. That was really lame. Look, for me personally, I never had a great opportunity to check out the Sega Saturn as a younger bruiser. I mean, I saw the marketing material. This console was just so extreme, but I didn't know anyone who owned one. I saw the games in the shops. It wasn't a super well supported system, so I didn't see it as often as the Sony PlayStation. The Sega Saturn just came across as this really cool niche console that not everyone was buying into, and it had some really unique, interesting games that are still, even today, really worth checking out. And look, some people are going to hate me saying this, but the emulation is better than ever. So if you haven't had a chance to check out a Sega Saturn before, go back, check out a few of my reviews, see what sort of games might take your interest. It's such a cool system and there is so much to check out. There's got to be something for everyone. So if you haven't had the chance yet, take the time over the Christmas holidays to get acquainted with a Sega Saturn. So guys, seriously, massive shout out to Santa Claus. He really came through on this one. And I mean, look at this box. Doesn't this just make you feel warm and fuzzy? That's the one thing I really love about collecting this retro stuff, is the boxes they put out, the artwork, actually having tangible things you can hold like this makes such a big difference to me. It's the reason I'm still collecting as a 12-year-old man. And that's why I probably won't ever stop. And seriously, I could sit here on camera all day and talk about how much Santa must appreciate me and how freaking lucky I am. But seriously, I wanted to give something back, and I decided to do that in a game for you guys for free. Mall Madness 2 Christmas Rush. About 80 of you have probably played my first Mall Madness game. You get to take a walk in my shoes through the mall, and it's chaotic. Everyone's out to get you, and you got to get to your meeting place before mum gets there. She gets worried and she grounds you forever. Well, in Christmas Rush, you've got to get Santa photos. That's basically the crux of it. You've got to fight your way through the mall, get to the exit, past the Santas, past the elves, past security. Finish the game, you get your Santa photo. Pretty simple, really simple concept, all built in the Raycasting Game Maker. It's a really cool tool that lets you create Wolfenstein 3D style games. Why I'm using a tool like Raycasting Game Maker is because I really wanted to share that experience of a Bruiser style Wolfenstein 3D game, and that was the best way to do it. I really like the Wolfenstein 3D games, and I wanted to be able to bring Mall Madness, both the original and now version 2, out to you to play on PCs at home. So look, seriously, enjoy Mall Madness 2 Christmas Rush on me. Thank you so much for all the support over the year. Obviously, putting a show like this together, it takes time, it takes effort, and I've only got so much I can give. So I really super appreciate everyone who's stuck around for as long as you guys have. The comments, I still see the regular commenters coming up, people messaging me on Facebook. It's really super encouraging. So you guys make the channel. I think that's true of any channel on YouTube. It really is the audience that helps create it, push it, share that content, those likes. Every time I see a video posted to Facebook or Reddit, super appreciated. Thank you so much for all the support. If you do want something a little bit different, I've started reading Christmas-themed Goosebumps stories over on the Leftovers channel, so be sure to check them out for your Christmas thrills and chills. Stay safe, thank you so much. Download Mall Madness 2 Christmas Rush. Have a Merry Christmas, and I will see you in the new year. All the best. Stay tuned for more Leftover Culture.
I can see you're not far away. Anytime, any place, I can see your face. You're that special one that I've been waiting for, and I